expansive soul. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bree, your empowerment coach, and I am super pumped today to be creating this video, the first video actually of 2022 and the 100th video on this channel because I decided to switch it up a little bit today. And rather than providing tips like I usually do, I want to just speak to you intuitively and give you a new perspective on how to transform your worrying. If you are an overthinker, if you stress loads, this video is dedicated for you because I know exactly what that feels like. I am also in that same place as well. So I want to give you this new perspective that I've been thinking a lot about within this past week, that I have also shared within my newsletter. If you're not a part of that, click the link below in the description box so you could be amongst the goodness, where you get journal prompts every single week as well. And on my Instagram too, I have been talking about this idea of worrying and how you get taken away from the present moment. So before we dive any deeper in gaining this new perspective and awakening and activating new channels within your brain, that ultimately gives you a new perspective on life. It allows you to resolve situations differently. You get a whole bunch of just new creative ideas because you're awakening something within your mind that you haven't used throughout the majority of your life. So I'll talk more about that in a moment. But before we dive any deeper, if this is your first time on my channel, welcome. If you have been with me from the get, welcome as well. Welcome to every single person tuning in, and I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you tuning into the videos, gaining the juice, gaining the value that you do from them, and applying that to your own inner work. And if you are new to this channel, make sure that you go to my channel, subscribe, like, and check out the other amazing videos. On this channel, you can find so many different topics. I started this channel off with law of attraction, manifesting, and I will still be speaking about these topics, but my focus as a coach and as a person has shifted more towards mindset work, more towards trauma, the neuroscience behind it. So you can find an array of topics here, really, all coming back to self-development and spirituality, and topics that give you more insight on the inner work that you're already doing. So today we are talking about transforming your worry. Just give me a moment. I'm gonna get comfortable as I'm speaking to you all. And the other thing about this video is that it's very intuitive. There are no notes. I am speaking and trusting that I am saying exactly that is meant to at this moment in time. So this is something very new for me, but is a part of my intention of 2022 of just having fun and being able to intuitively support you as well on this channel and in this space. So transforming your worries. Have you ever noticed that as you're eating a meal, as you're maybe commuting back home, as you're washing the dishes, as you're doing such simple tasks, very habitual tasks that don't require any thinking at all, because your brain already knows what exactly it's doing. You know, you already know how to eat, that movement, what you have to do, you know how to drive, you know how to wash the dishes, whatever the task is that you're practicing or you're doing on a daily basis. Your mind kind of shuts down because it's just happening so naturally that it doesn't require much thought. And because it doesn't require much thought on what you're actually doing, it is so much easier for your brain to begin, your mind to begin to wander and think about other thoughts. And if you're someone like me, and I'm assuming that you are, this is why you've been attracted to this channel and this space, is that as you're doing these habitual tasks, your mind starts to wander. You start to think about everything else that you need to do. And especially if you are an ambitious and curious soul, that you're always thinking about what you're working on, right? These intentions that you now have for 2022, you're thinking about them. You're thinking about how to get them done. You're thinking about what the next step is. You're thinking about the how, most importantly. How am I going to create this financial abundance? How am I going to feel happier? How am I going to be more confident? How am I going to start working out, starting this new endeavor, starting a business as well. There's always the how towards the intention itself that we all want to know how to do, because we all feel more comfort when we have the steps. But life is unpredictable, and when we are working towards our goals with a more spiritual point of view, we don't always know the how, and we can't always know it, because sometimes we just have to, well, not sometimes, we have to be able to trust our intuition, to trust ourselves, to trust the vision that we have, and to trust that every single action step that we are taking is exactly what is meant to be done, whether it brings us a step back or whether it brings us a step forward. But even if it takes a step back, even if it makes us take a step back, there's still a lesson being learned there. So are you really failing? No. You are gaining more insight about yourself, about your mindset, and about how to do things differently so you can keep moving forward. So in these moments of habitual tasks, I've noticed for myself, and even when I'm speaking to my clients, that your mind begins to worry as you're thinking about the how, as you're thinking about what's next, as you're thinking about your agenda for the rest of the day. You begin to stress, you begin to worry, and you begin to activate the stress responses within your body, and you start to activate the fight and flight responses that we have. So your body starts going into like warrior mode, where you're trying to figure out, okay, am I going to go into fight mode? Am I going to run away? Am I trying to escape? Am I trying to hide? Your body is ultimately trying to figure out how to protect itself, how to stay safe. Why? If you're not in actual threat, your mind doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a fake threat, or an illusion of a threat. But the fact that you are feeling this worry, which is then creating this stress, which is then creating this anxiety and this fear, all these heavy emotions that your brain has programmed and placed within the category of your mind as, when I feel these emotions, it's because I'm in danger, something is happening, I need to protect myself. So because it's been placed within this category of hyper alert, and because our body is programmed to protect us no matter what is happening, which was initially caused by a prior past traumatic experience. And when I talk about trauma, there's a whole range of trauma. I know for me, whenever I heard the word trauma, and being through my own traumatic experiences, I always think about that negative experience had, something very just profound. But trauma, it comes in a whole range, from life-changing to something a little more on a smaller scale. Like, can't even think of an example to give you on a smaller scale, because technically, no matter what the kind of trauma is, whether it be bullying when you were growing up, whether it be some type of form of abuse, whether it be some type of accident, whether it be a natural disaster, whether it be an injury of some sort, whatever you have experienced along these lines, these few examples that I have given, it has impacted your life. It has changed the way you see yourself and you view your surroundings. So ultimately, it's still big, and it all comes down to trauma. So whatever your story might be, whether you've experienced some type of trauma or someone you know may have experienced some type of trauma, the emotions felt during that experience, when you now feel those same emotions again during a different experience, since your brain doesn't know the difference between a real threat and an illusion threat, your body just knows that, oh my gosh, I'm feeling these same emotions that I felt during that initial traumatic experience. I must be in trouble again. I need to protect myself. So this is why when you are worrying and you are stressing, this is why you feel the tension in your body. This is why you begin to feel the panic and the anxiety. And you may even notice, this is just from me doing my own inner work, that my worrying stems from fear. And I feel that fear rise up almost like a volcano about to erupt. This is how the sensations feel like in my body from reconnecting with my body. This is what we're doing today. We are transforming the worrying. We are alchemizing it to a new perspective and using this state of feeling worried of feeling stressed as something that can empower you, as a tool. So when you do begin to feel worried, you understand that this feeling is what your body knows what to do, how to react, how to respond, even though you're not in the actual threat. It's all that it knows. So if your mind is telling you everything's okay, just be positive, just relax, because you start to feel the nerves, you start to acknowledge that, oh, I'm feeling a little worried, I'm getting a little stressed. You start to acknowledge it, and because of the mindset work that you're already doing, you're doing such an amazing job, by the way. Don't stop, keep going, because it is working. All the mindset shifts that you are making, the realizations that you are doing, it is working. But your body, your nervous system is still trying to catch up to what your mind is already working on, where your mind already knows that you are safe and that you are fine. But by telling yourself, when you do feel in these moments of worry and you are stressing, if you're telling yourself, just be positive, it's okay, everything's working out for you. Yes, you want to affirm, but you also want to acknowledge what is happening within your body, the sensations that you are actually feeling, whether it be the tension in your shoulders, whether it be like butterflies in your stomach, whether it be sweaty palms, whatever that looks like for you. You actually want to do a little body scan and notice what is coming up for you. Because the more you continue to affirm and disregard your body, you're creating this disconnect between your body and your mind. And what you want to do is you want to create a unison between the two, because that is when you're in complete alignment and you're fully living life the way that you're meant to. You're no longer just trying to survive and get by. You're able to be present in the moment because you're so aware of everything that's happening within yourself, and take each sensation as wisdom, as insight, and fully understanding how to move forward, and then what it is that you even need to support yourself in that moment. Okay, I feel like I've been speaking so much already, so let me know in the comments how you're doing so far, and also what is something that you're worrying about in this moment. Now, let's take this even a little bit further about peeling back these layers of what worrying looks like. And this is my opinion, but I feel like it's made so much sense to me that I'm like, I have to share this. So when you worry, we know what it is then activating within your body. We know what is then happening, that your body begins to go into the fight and flight responses and is trying to protect itself. So when you do worry, I want you to notice about the times that either in this current moment, if you are worrying about something, or in the past situations that you have worried about, how have you handled it? What have you done? And the reason I ask you this is because you begin to notice what exactly your worry is and what the narrative of your worrying is. So for example, when I begin to worry, I have the sensation of wanting to do more in my business, wanting to work more, wanting to create more, wanting to feel like I need to keep going, rather than just taking that break and trusting that everything is okay. And just from other women that I have spoken to and working with, I know some of them have given me examples of maybe excessive cleaning. Maybe you feel a little ounce of like OCD kick in, and where you feel like everything needs to be a certain way. You need to organize your home in a certain way. You need to follow a certain schedule, because if not, you feel like your world is just going to fall apart. But what all this comes down to, how you're reacting, whether you're overworking, whether you're trying to macro manage everything, whether you're over cleaning, whatever the action is that you're just like fully consuming yourself into, it is a form of control. It is a form of you trying to control everything to feel safe. And when you try to control everything, you are just creating resistance in your body. You're just amplifying on that stress. You're not allowing the energy of the initial worrisome emotion to move throughout your body and release itself and alchemize into a different emotion, into a lighter emotion. So even asking yourself in this moment, what would happen if you just lost all control and you didn't try to control everything? You just took a step back. What would happen? I can guarantee you absolutely nothing. Nothing would happen. It would feel a little bit difficult, but it's because you've been carrying this old narrative of what it should look like for you how it should look like for you to manage the worrying, which is being in charge, being in control, showing that everything is fine and everything is all good, and that you can still step up to the plate and show up. And you still will. You will still show up and you will still go up to the plate, but you're not going to be in the right energetic state. You are working on what you are working towards. It's just going to feel harder and it's going to feel like more work. And in reality, our intentions and our dreams are not meant to feel like hard work. They're meant to feel easy. We're the ones that make it feel like hard work and make it feel like it's impossible because of how our nervous system is set up and how our mindset is also set up because of our past experiences. So what we're doing, we're ultimately just reprogramming and reparenting ourselves to be in a place of ease, that our intentions and our dreams come to us naturally, where we can be in the present moment and just let it all go, let all that tension go that we tend to hold on to. So next time you feel worried, I encourage you to notice the emotion of it, notice how it feels within your body before you automatically get caught up in your mind of overthinking and falling into the loop of feeling all the heavier emotions again. Actually just take a moment and breathe into your body. Move your body in a way that feels good. Notice where that sensation lies, and notice another sensation within your body that feels a little bit lighter, so you can see that you're still connected with yourself. You don't have to get caught up in the overthink. So I hope you enjoyed this topic, and I hope you enjoyed just this chat and allowing me into your space to talk about something that I'm currently even experiencing and working through and assessing in a new way and creating a new narrative about. So if you enjoyed this video, give this video a like and let me know in the comments below how much you enjoyed it, what were some of your takeaways, and if you want to geek out some more about this topic, if there was something that came up for you that you just want to talk more about with me, feel free to message me. I invite you to message me on Instagram. And if you're also feeling curious in knowing how I work with other expansive souls and my coaching style and how I can support you, if you're ready to and if you feel called to working with me through the worrisome, the heavy emotions, the mindset work that you're doing, and you want to deepen that, message me as well and we can explore what working together would look like. So until the next video, I am sending you so much love and keep shining and thriving.